Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today I am going to take up a new topic, that is alcohol intoxication and kerosene oil poisoning. In this I will take 3 lectures. The first lecture will be on ethyl alcohol, second will be methyl alcohol, and third will be kerosene oil. So these poisons are taken from alcohols, are taken from special toxicology portion, and in special toxicology I have taught you irritant poisons. Professor Shahid Hanif Saab is teaching you the corrosive poisons, and also he has taught you opium poisoning and barbiturates. These all belong to special toxicology. Now I will be taking up few poisons which belong to nervous system or neurotic poisons. That means they act on central nervous system, and these are divided into 3 subgroups: acting on central nervous system, acting on B, acting on spinal cord, C, acting on peripheral nerves. Those acting on central nervous system are further divided into: number 1, somniferous poisons, example is opium, which has been taught to you. Number 2, inebriants, example is alcohol, kerosene oil. So these will be taken up by me. Number 3, deliriant poisons, examples are cannabis indica and dhatura, which will be taught by me. So I will take up the following neurotic poisons one by one, that is alcohols, which contain ethyl and methyl alcohol, kerosene oil, cannabis indica, dhatura, nux vomica or strychnine poisoning. Among alcohols there are about 4 alcohols, but we are more concerned with 2, ethyl alcohol and methyl alcohol. So learning objective of this subtopic or number 1, student is able to possess basic knowledge and concepts about alcohol and kerosene oil, such as source, properties, mode of action, effects on human body, diagnosis, treatment, autopsy findings, and medico-legal aspects, so he can attempt questions in professional and other exams. Next objective is perform clinical examination of alcoholic person. So after discussing learning objectives and general introduction to alcohols, I take up the first alcohol to discuss, that is ethyl alcohol or ethanol. So what are forms of alcohol, what are its properties or characteristics, and what are its uses briefly? It's also called ethanol, and other alcohols are, other than ethanol, are methanol, that is methyl alcohol, isopropyl and ethylene glycol. Now ethyl alcohol is transparent, colorless, volatile, with spirit odor and burning taste. Initially in past alcohol was used as medicine but was considered or declared toxin after the first time for the first time in 1543 in Europe due to its adverse effects on liver. Its most widely used chemical or poison with huge morbidity and mortality. So morbidity means that it is causes big pathology, and mortality means that it results in death. Its main ingredient It is main ingredient of various fermented and distilled drinks. So fermented means decomposition of carbohydrates, and distilled means separation of alcohols from other substances. Most common beverage or drink and most popular social drink, particularly in West and many parts of the East, that is in non-Muslim populations like India. This alcohol is very popular social beverage. Now, rectified spirit contains 95% alcohol, while absolute alcohol means more than 99.8% alcohol. Coming to metabolism of ethyl alcohol, after intake it is rapidly absorbed. The rate of absorption of alcohol depends on the following factors. Number 1, concentration of the alcohol. So maximum absorption when the concentration is 20%, and it decreases above and below that concentration. Number 2, presence or absence of food in stomach. If the stomach is empty, that means there is no food, then absorption is more rapid. And if there is food in stomach, then absorption becomes little slow. Also, another factor is condition of the stomach wall. And next is quantity of alcohol. The more one takes, the more effect it has. Number 5, rate of intake. That means how quickly one consumes alcohol. If a person is drinking alcohol rapidly, one drink followed after the other, and then a third, fourth quickly, then it will have more effect. It also depends on weight of the person and tolerance of alcohol by the user. If some people or those who are used to drink, they develop some tolerance, so on them effect is slow. 90% alcohol is oxidized in liver. Remaining 10% is excreted mainly by kidneys and lungs. So normally body metabolizes half fluid ounce, that is unit of measurement of alcohol. Half fluid ounce of absolute alcohol makes one drink. So body normally metabolizes half fluid ounce of alcohol or one drink in 1 hour. So you will find in literature the advice by physicians to consume alcohol in moderation. That means amount above mentioned half fluid ounce recommended per hour. So that that will be consumption in moderation, and that will not harm the body. So in that way, if people follow this advice, they will get benefits of alcohol and will not be drunk or exposed to its toxicity. If intake exceeds the then recommended dose, if one consumes more rapidly, quickly, and doesn't keep in mind the timing or quantity to be taken as mentioned above, then symptoms of drunkenness appear unless the person has developed tolerance. Average rate of fall of alcohol in blood is 15 to 18 milligram per 100 ml per hour. Next is mode or mechanism of action of alcohol. Basically, it is CNS depressant. So it depresses CNS in descending order, starting from cortex, which contain higher centers, to midbrain and to medulla. First, it depresses the higher centers which control judgment, analysis and behavior. Then the motor centers which control coordination or movement. Then finally the vital centers which control respiration or circulation, which are situated in medulla oblongata. So this depressant action on all parts of the brain leads to serious consequences such as injury and death. Now the acute poisoning by ethyl alcohol, first I will take up acute and then chronic. So sign and symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning or ethyl alcohol poisoning take place in 3 stages, and these stages are named stage of excitement, stage of incoordination and stage of narcosis. Now the acute poisoning affects early in those who are physically and mentally fatigued, in epileptics, in persons with head injury, and in those who have taken barbiturates or other CNS depressants, and then they also consume alcohol. So due to synergistic action, there is more effect and quick effect. Coming to stages, number 1 stage I told you was stage of excitement, in which the blood alcohol level reaches from 30 milligram per 100 ml to 100 milligram per 100 ml. So it remains in this range. There is a feeling of well-being and pleasure resulting from inhibition of higher centers. So in this stage there is a mild depression or inhibition of higher centers, which makes the person more free and activates him because inhibitions are gone. The drinker converses well, laughs and smiles readily, or becomes angry easily. So that means he is not able to control his emotions. Whatever emotions he has, he shows them. He or she may disclose secrets. He may talk in obscene manners, that means sexually offensive language or vulgar language. Sexual desire may be increased or aroused. Next is stage of incoordination, when concentration of alcohol reaches or ranges between 100 to 300 milligram per 100 ml. There is incoordination, that is the most important or prominent effect of thought, speech and action. The incoordination is manifested as impaired judgment, confusion, slurred speech and staggering gait. The patient or user gets hiccups and he is untidy in appearance. He may become morose, that means gloomy, sad or unhappy, or he may become euphoric and irritable depending on emotions experienced by him. Nausea and vomiting are common. Pupils are dilated. Now, medico-legal importance or significance of this stage is that most crimes are committed in this stage, like accidents can take place because of poor incoordination, sexual excesses and acts of violence take place because of impaired judgment under the influence of alcohol. The third stage is stage of narcosis, when the concentration of alcohol in blood is more than 300 milligram per 100 ml. The patient goes into deep sleep and responds only to deep stimuli. Pulse is rapid, temperature subnormal and breathing is slower and pupils are contracted. Macevan sign is positive. And what is Macevan sign? On pinching neck or face of the alcohol user, the pupils dilate initially and then slowly return to their original size. That means they become contracted. Importance of Macevan sign is that it helps to differentiate the coma due to alcohol from other causes of coma, that is barbiturate coma, opium coma, diabetic and hepatic coma. Now, the outcome or result of narcosis stage, the person may die or usually he may recover. So, death takes place if narcosis persists for more than 12 hours from paralysis of respiratory or cardiac center. So, within 12 hours death takes place due to failure of centers in medulla, or later if death is delayed for a few days, then it is from effects of pulmonary edema. But that death is not common usually. Recovery occurs with acute depression and GIT irritation which continues for 24 hours or more. Headache is also present as an hangover effect and is due to cerebral edema. Hangover means temporary state of indisposition following recovery from drunkenness. A fatal dose of ethyl alcohol will depend on age and health of the patient and strength of the liquor taken. It occurs usually from large quantity taken in a short time. but it is at concentration of 350 milligram or above. And is sufficient to cause death. Now, what is fatal period? The usual fatal period is 12 to 24 hours, though death may be delayed for 5 to 6 days. After discussing these stages, next is treatment of ethyl alcohol poisoning. So following are the steps of treatment in a case of acute poisoning. Number 1, perform gastric lavage with 5% solution of sodium bicarbonate in warm water. Number 2, the patient is kept warm. Number 3, isotonic saline with 5% glucose is given to deal with symptoms of hypoglycemia. Now, if there is increased intracranial pressure, doctor has to treat it with saline purges and intravenous hypertonic glucose solution. Perform or do artificial respiration along with oxygen inhalation when there is respiratory depression. Very serious cases will require hemodialysis or peritoneal dialysis. Next is autopsy findings in acute ethyl alcohol poisoning. So in autopsy, as you know, clothes are examined and there is external examination of body surfaces, and then there is internal examination after opening the body cavities. So clothes, what we will see clothes, they are disorderly or torn condition because maybe there may be fight or struggle. Stains of vomit and blood may be present on clothes due to vomiting and vomitus which contains blood. Now on external examination, tongue may be furred, rigor mortis is longer than usual, bruises and other injuries are found on various parts of the body. Now on internal examination after opening body cavities, there is spirit odor or smell is present, blood is fluid and dark. In brain there is slight edema and shrinkage of cerebral cortex, grey matter, but this is common in chronic alcoholics. There is edema of the larynx and a bolus of food is found that means that can lead to choking and death. This is also called café coronary. Liver is fatty and there is acute hemorrhagic pancreatitis in pancreas when death is sudden or unexpected. In stomach there are signs of alcoholic gastritis. There is edema of mucous membrane of small intestine. Now the specimen collections will be usual viscera in 4 bottles like stomach, small intestine, liver, spleen and kidney and preservative. This is in every case of poisoning irrespective of the cause. And the specific or special specimens for alcohol are blood from a peripheral vein and vitreous fluid from eyes and CSF, cerebrospinal fluid from brain. The medical importance of ethyl alcohol poisoning, it will cover both acute and chronic. So I may not discuss again with chronic, but you can also apply this medical legal importance if the question comes with acute or with chronic. So there are three headings regarding medical legal importance. Number one is death. Number two is fatal complications. And number three is crime and violence. So number one, death is rare as direct cause. So usually the patient recovers. But number two is fatal complications, or which are common, which lead to death. These complications are head injury, bleeding from small injuries which become prominent or more, from suffocation, asphyxia, café coronary, choking and drowning. So mostly these complications are accidental in nature because the patient or victim loses coordination and he may fall down in a swimming pool, drown, or he may fall from stairs and get injuries. Number three are those complications or those aspects where the person or user commits crime. So chronic alcoholism is a common cause of sexual jealousy crimes of homicidal nature. That means the person becomes paranoid and easily provoked and may shoot or kill someone, accusing him of, for example, accuses him of flirting with his wife. That is related with crime and violence. Then another person who is non-drinker, if he accepts a lift from a known alcoholic driver who is drunk and then gets injured as a result of an accident, then he is also responsible. He is negligent. So that means a contributory negligence by passenger who knowingly took lift of an alcoholic driver. So that becomes a case of, in law it becomes negligence. That was about acute alcohol poisoning or ethyl alcohol poisoning. Now coming to chronic ethyl alcohol poisoning, it results from continuous use of alcohol. It is characterized by a gradual physical, moral and mental degeneration. It is also called dependence or addiction, which I will discuss separately in some other lecture. So there are three aspects of this effect or addiction on alcoholic person. Number one, physical deterioration. Number two, moral degeneration. And number three, mental degeneration. So what is physical degeneration or deterioration? There is a lack of personal hygiene, loss of appetite, chronic gastroenteritis, wasting of muscles, peripheral neuropathies, impotence and sterility. There may be fatty heart and liver, and cirrhosis of liver is common. So these are physical manifestations on the chronic alcoholic person. Number two is moral deterioration. So that is crimes which the addict commits to get his drink because his morality decreases. He becomes suspicious to other persons and may assault her wife or the suspected male on which he thinks that he has some relationship with his wife. So because morally he has no very weak morality or loss of morality. Number third is mental deterioration, which is also called dementia. There are three common clinical syndromes or conditions which result from chronic alcoholism, and these are delirium tremens, Korsakoff psychosis, and acute hallucinosis. So these all take place under mental degeneration. Number one is delirium tremens. This is state of excitement with hallucinations and tremors. So it results from 5 conditions and it lasts for 3 to 4 days after usually a big bout of drink of alcohol. So causes of delirium tremens are: number 1, an unusual bout of drinking of alcohol. Number 2 is sudden withdrawal of alcohol. Number 3, it may happen in acute infections like pneumonia, influenza. Number 4, shock from injury in fracture of bone. And number 5 is exposure to extreme cold. It may also call this condition. Now, features of delirium tremens are attack of acute insanity, sleeplessness, marked tremors. The name suggests delirium tremens. This name suggests there are two things. Tremens means tremors and delirium means violent behavior. Excitement, fear and hallucinations. You will find hallucinations in all three syndromes, but they are different from each other. Now, hallucinations in what are hallucinations? They are false sensory images or voices which one can see or hear, but there is no actual object or subject. So they are mainly visual in such cases. In delirium tremens, the hallucinations are visual. That means the person or alcoholic person sees some imaginary objects, and these hallucination may be auditory sometimes. That means he listens to imaginary sounds. So these are features of delirium tremens. So what is the medico-legal importance of delirium tremens? That is, what is his behavior? That is, the patient is so depressed and irritable from this condition that he attempts suicide to escape from this misery. So he may become suicidal, number 1, or he may become homicidal. He may turn violent, attacks and injures others with intention to kill. That means homicidal tendency. So the same person, either he is suicidal or he becomes homicidal. Now he is insane, considered insane, that is not accountable for his actions, including assaults and homicides. So in law courts, if it is proved that the person is suffering from delirium tremens, then that is a kind of insanity, and then he may not be punished for his crimes, or the punishment will be very reduced. Now, treatment of delirium tremens is Sedatives are given such as chlorpromazine 100 milligram 4 times daily. Then hypertonic glucose intravenously to relieve cerebral edema, and withdrawal of some cerebrospinal fluid to relieve cerebral edema. Antibiotics are given if he develops infections. That was about delirium tremens. The syndrome number 2 is Korsakoff psychosis. So it's common clinical syndrome due to chronic alcohol poisoning or intoxication, and signs and symptoms are hallucinations, disorientation in time and space, and multiple neuritis, that means inflammation of nerves. Confabulation is present. This is very important diagnostic feature, that he loses memory for recent events, but he doesn't admit it, and when he tells some event, if he forgets, he just makes a lie. He just tells something which is a lie, but in that way he fills his gaps of memory, lapses in memory, and this is called confabulation. This condition may last from 1 month to 1 year. Now, treatment of Korsakoff psychosis is thiamine or vitamin B1 is given intravenously, because chronic alcohol consumption deprives body of thiamine. Clinical syndrome number 3 is acute hallucinosis. Now its name suggests that acute means sudden, immediately something happens, and before that it was okay. It's kind of emergency. And hallucinosis means hallucinations. So this name suggests sudden development of hallucinations, and the features are behavior is hallucinations are mainly auditory, that means audio, that means person listens to some voices, and with delusion of persecution. So what is delusion? It is a false belief, but it is firm. So he has some belief, false belief, that someone is about to kill him. So then he becomes he is under the effect of delusions and hallucinations, so his behavior may be very dangerous. It's a psychiatric emergency. Now what is his behavior? It is suicidal or homicidal, like delirium tremens, in response to hallucinations. So he may kill himself, or he may kill someone else on suspicion. Patient must be hospitalized, sedated, observed closely, and treated as for delirium tremens. So he must be given the same treatment, because this condition is very similar to delirium tremens, only it is more serious. So chlorpromazine, that means sedative, glucose, withdrawal of CSF, and antibiotics if needed may be necessary to treat. Now overall treatment of chronic alcohol poisoning is discussed separately. That is, it is basically treatment of addiction or dependence. So as I told you, I will take up this addiction topic in some other lecture, but briefly it will include admission of patient to a controlled environment after removing from the source. That means he may taken away from his home or environment where he is consuming alcohol. He will be admitted to a controlled environment like addiction center. Now there they will manage him or her with the help of psychotherapy and counseling. So psychologist and psychiatrist may be there. Sound nutrition or dietitian will help. Physical activities and sports, and religion instructions and prayers, and gradual withdrawal of alcohol with the help of medication. So these are few steps, combination of steps which are taken place, which are done in an addiction center. So coming to medicines used, following medications can be given. Number 1, Antabuse or disulfiram, which acts by sensitizing patient to even a small dose of alcohol. So single dose of 0.5 gram is continued for a long time. It is given in non-alcoholic beverage mixed with some drink and without knowledge of the patient. But it has many side effects, so alternatively other medicine is Temposil or calcium carbamide, 50 milligram OD, that means once daily. It sensitizes patient and has lesser side effects. Hypnosis and psychotherapy are also helpful in such cases. That was about treatment of chronic alcohol poisoning. Now lastly, coming to autopsy findings in a case of chronic alcohol poisoning. Autopsy findings are post-mortem appearances in patients dying after chronic ingestion of large amount of alcohol. Include degenerative changes in liver, kidney and brain. During autopsy examination, the examiner can find these changes in these organs. Atrophic gastritis is seen in stomach. Cirrhosis of the liver is observed while examining him and his liver. Cardiomyopathy while dissecting heart. So that's all for today. See you next time.